EA be like, DICE, go to your room. Think about what you've done. You're not allowed to come out until you have all of your things fixed. Like, people ask EA, like, what's going on with Battlefield right now? And EA's like, don't ask me, dude. DICE is adopted. Like, seriously, the hostility and the problems just keep mounting, and I wanted to talk about the idea of the fact that I think Battlefield 4 flopped. And I want you to go into this not as a fan of the Battlefield franchise, because it's my franchise. It's the game that I appreciate most, and in the end, I'm a victim here, okay? I'll show DICE touched me there, and I am so upset right now with the launch and the constant failure of this game. We are almost 2 months in, and I wanted to talk about the growth of this as I have seen it, as a person that has purchased their game, as a person that is a loyal fan to their game and has always supported them. I want to talk about it from my standpoint. First things first, I woke up today, true story. I cracked open my phone, I pulled it out, and my phone, that is, but not talking about the morning wood. I pulled it out, and I just randomly felt like doing a Gurgler search for Battlefield 4. Don't know why, but I felt like doing it. Everything that came up was a wall of hatred. Like, seriously, a wall of hatred. Every article was like, oh, Battlefield 4 has flopped. Oh, it's a problem. Oh, this and that. So I clicked on one, and I'm like, what are all these people talking about? I already know. But I'm like, what are these people that probably don't even play the game talking about? And then I'm like, damn, they're spot on. So I cracked this open, and it was a Forbes article. So I'm sitting here reading, and they're talking about how last Thursday when EA announced they were putting all the future projects on hold for DICE and on all the expansions and everything like that until they clean their room. Like, they were legitimately stepping up as, like parents, like, do your shit, DICE. So you could see that there is no communication between them. You could see that they're trying to make moves to try to reassure the crowd and the community that they're trying to take steps forward. Was this the right move? Not so much. Apparently, their stocks fell 7% that day. And on that day, the stocks fell 7%. But then I'm like, it's EA, right? They're just going to bounce back, no big deal. And then I find out it went up a little bit, and then it fell another 5.5%. And I'm like, wow, they are on some shaky ground right now. You're just skating on ice there, DICE. So I'm looking at it, and I'm like, okay, I see your point. I see your point. And they start talking about everything. Like, since launch, how just disfigured this game has been. It's like they try to fix one thing and two more problems pop up. You've had the one-hit kill bug. You've had things like diffuse where you can't even play because, you know, basically mid-game at any time you could be switched to somebody else's perspective and you're left there to die. There are like game types, entire game types that don't work. One-hit kill bugs, which makes your game unplayable. I am tired of being killed by some guy that managed to land one bullet. It's just, I'm not here to play Instagib. This is not Bond. I'm not doing Golden Gun. So there are frustrations like that from the start. There have been server crashes, client crashes. Truth be told, I have never, ever rage quit Battlefield for the game not working. You know what I mean? I find myself quitting for a day or two because I'm upset because, you know, I hop on, I'm ready to play, I'm all excited, I'm in a good mood, and then I crash 3 times in 10 minutes, and I'm like, nope, I'm gonna go eat yogurt and fornicate. This is just, like, upsetting to me that this is the game that I love. So I want you guys to think about this. I want you guys to leave a comment down in the section below. I want you to tell me what you guys feel about this title. What do you think about Battlefield 4? Not DICE and EA particularly, not talking about the franchise. Get the emotions and the loyalty out of the way. Talk about how you feel, how you honestly feel about this game. I paid $120. I feel like I didn't get my money's worth. Actually, I feel like I should have gotten a refund. And honestly, I probably would have asked for a refund if not for the fact that I need this for my job. I have been that disappointed with them this year. So what's this going to do? Is it going to affect their sales too much in the future? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. What it will do is make the ground shaky, make things unstable. People are scared now. People are wondering, like, I just paid $120 for something. $60 for those guys that didn't buy premium, most of which did. So I'm like, I paid all this money into something and I bought something broken. I just got ripped the fuck off. No one likes to know they got ripped off. Be it, you know, things were on thing, we were all excited, but above all, it's the letdown that bothers me the most. Not the $120, but it's a letdown. You know, I was excited. You waited 2 years and I was ready for this, and then they released an elephant-sized shit of a game. And I was so upset and disappointed. The game is so promising. It's beautiful. I love the Levolution. I love some of their new concepts. I love how they're focusing on competitive with domination and diffuse. I like where they were going with it. They're still in beta. That's the problem, is there are too many flaws for me to be like, hey. And with no ETA in sight, with no light at the end of the tunnel, I'm like, so when is this going to be fixed? And what they started to do is to distract us, and that pisses me off more than anything. They're trying to maintain the anger and try to calm us down in the wrong way, and this pisses me off because I can see right through it, and hopefully you guys can too if you get past the excitement for 3 seconds. But they're like, oh, and DICE started pointing fingers at EA like, oh, look at EA, they made us, the game sucks dick because they made us send us out a week early so we could beat out Battlefield, or so we could beat out Call of Duty Ghost so it gets released. So let's point fingers at EA, it's their fault. And then we're 2 months in. So you're telling me you had 2 months of games and you bitched about them for 1 week? Are we for serious right now? So now they're just trying to backtrack. They're like, oh shit, what do we do now? Who do we blame it on now? And then you could see the negativity mounting in the community. You could see people blaming this whole monster shark megalodon kind of hunt as a distraction to take us away from the problems, and it's all okay though. It's all okay. Here, take this 3-time scope. It's our way of showing how we appreciate you guys for being idiots. That's kind of what they're doing. They're just trying to mask, they're trying to cover up the fact their game's not broken. And I don't know if they're doing it the right way. Obviously, when they announced that they were just going to halt everything and be like, no, we need to fix this game right now, the stocks fell 15%. And then I'm like, oh crap, what's going on? And then they're like trying to keep us as loyal fans. And I think it's an attempt. I think part of it's like they're trying to save face because it's business. They need to make sure that they keep you guys for next time. But I am disappointed as a loyal fan. I feel like I got ripped off. So I want to ask you guys, how do you guys feel as a person that loves the Battlefield? How do you feel about what's going on? Do you think there's any communication between EA and DICE? Do you think they're actually going to learn from this? I feel that if there ever was a moment for them to learn, that if they have an ETA, a deadline where they have to have their game pumped out by and they want to beat COD next time, then what they need to do is, if they realize they're well off of being there 6 months in advance, hire in an extra few team, an extra few eyes, hands on the project, and get that thing out in working condition. Releasing a game like this has to be borderline illegal somewhere. Like, you should not be able to package something as a working game and it not work. Like, I picture DICE right now and EA as like one of those used car salesmen with like a toothpick in his teeth. Like, oh, you like this baby, huh? Oh yeah, she's nice. She's pretty. She works just fine. And then you're like, show me the Carfax. And he's like, fuck. You know, so how are things going right now? How do you feel? Are you shaken? Is your trust in jeopardy? Do you think you're going to go into the next title like, I may wait a month or two to see if the game's actually working? Tell me what you feel as a person that has played this game. Not other games, or not how you feel about the franchise itself, but this particular installment. Tell me what you guys think. Leave a comment down below. Be sure to smash that like button. And stay tuned for more daily Battlefield 4, lads. Stay moist.